All right, so for those who want a harder example, I'm going to show you something called non-monic trinomials. Now, non-monic just refers to the coefficient of this term here. So the x squared term has a coefficient that is no longer 1, it is a number. All right, so non-monic refers to that coefficient of the x squared term. All right, now that makes it harder to factorize because it means that in your two sets of brackets, the way to make a 6x squared might be to have 2x times 3x, or it might be to have 6x times x, or some other combination. So you can see that we have to consider other things rather than just the factors of this that add to make that. All right, so I'm going to introduce you to the cross method, which is a little tool or a scaffold that I like to use. So I draw a cross first, and then I multiply together the coefficient of x squared and the constant. So 6 times 6 is 36. I write the coefficient of the x term here at the bottom.
46.
All right, from there, on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, I'm going to write down the factors of 36 that add to make 13. So similar process, but instead of just using the constant, I'm using a times c, which is the coefficient of the first terms multiplied by the constant. And in the bottom one, I'm still using just b, or that coefficient of x. All right, so now factors of 36 are 6 and 6. It could be 12 and 3. It could be 18 and 2. It could be, who else has an idea? It could be 9 and 4. And I'm going to stop there because I've seen that 9 and 4 are the pair that I need. Just to double check, 6 plus 6 is 12, not 13. 12 plus 3 is 15, not 13. 18, take away 2 is 16. 9 plus 4 is 13. All right, so once we've identified the two factors that multiply to make a times c and add to make b, we can get rid of the others. We're not done yet. We need to do one more thing. I'll move these up actually so that we can work on them up here. 9 times 4. And 9 plus 4 is 13. Then the next thing we need to do is to divide them both by the coefficient of x squared, which is 6. Now this number here is the number that is going to appear in our brackets. So the first one is going to be x plus 9 over 6, and the second one is going to be x plus 4 over 6. We can simplify that, and we should simplify those if we can, because they're fractions. So this one's going to become divide by 3, 3 over 2, and this one's going to become 2 over 3. All right, now we can do one more special thing to make these factors look a little bit better. But I won't show you what that is right now because that will interfere with our ability to graph this or use these as our x-intercepts for a quadratic. All right, so remember that this is now found the x-intercepts. The x-intercepts of this quadratic are at negative 3 over 2 and negative 2 over 3. All right, here's our next example, 12x squared plus x minus 6. So again, we draw our cross. This is called the cross method for those who might have forgotten. We multiply together a and c, which makes minus 72, and the middle coefficient is positive 1. So we've got factors that multiply to make 72, add to make 1. So we could either have, well, you could have your 12 and 6, but they're 6 apart. They're not going to add to make 1. You could have your double or double half would give you 24 and 3, but I think we're on the wrong path there. We'll erase those. We could have 18 times 3, sorry, 18 times 4. 18 times 4. Double or halve the 18, we get 9. Double that one, we get 8. Oh, there we go. Two factors that are 1 apart. So my two factors are 9 and 8. I now need to divide them both by a, which was 12. And then those are the numbers that are going to go into the brackets here. All right, oh, one final thing we didn't actually check for is negatives. I need a positive 1, but a negative there. So that needs to be the negative, that needs to be the positive. So this is going to be x plus 9 over 12 and x minus 8 over 12. Reduce both if possible, and this is going to give me, so bracket, 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 bracket. It's going to give me x plus 3/4 and x minus divided by 4, so that's going to be 2/3. So here are the x-intercepts, minus 3/4 and positive 2/3. And remember, these numbers here are both your x-intercepts. All right, so just to recap, we to factorize a non-monic trinomial, a non-monic meant where there was a coefficient of x squared that was not 1, you needed to use the cross method. And the first step is to multiply a and c, which is the coefficient of x squared and the constant together. Then that goes in the top. Then list the coefficient of x in the bottom. And you're looking the same process as with monic trinomials. You're looking for factors of a, c, which is 36, that add together to make 13. Once you've found those, you need to make sure that you divide by the coefficient of x squared. All right, which is your, in this case it was 12, in this case it was 6 over here. Once you've done that, you then simplify if possible and record the answer in brackets. So I'll list those steps over here. So step 1 is to multiply a and c. Step 2 is to find factors of AC that add to B. Step 3 was to divide by A, and step 4 was to record in factored form, which are in brackets. All right, so 4 fairly straightforward steps, but it's important that you know how to do this one.